All right, guys, if you've been waiting for a sale, wait no further. We also got some awesome new products in the store this week. Let's get into all the details of the sale and the new stuff on this week's episode of The Drop. All right, guys, good evening and welcome to another episode of The Drop. Really cool episode this week, and we're gonna start we're gonna call it autumn sale. Autumn sounds a little bit less aggressive than fall. Sometimes we do the sale, sometimes we don't. I figured we would do it this year just because, I mean, we haven't done a sale since what, May?
Yeah,
we haven't done a sale since May, so cool time for you guys, especially with like how good the fishing is and how much better it's gonna get here over the next couple months. I thought right now is a perfect time to, if you've been on the fence about something, get into something new, you can try it out. Maybe you're just gonna reload going into the, fall season. This is gonna be a great time to do it, and I'm gonna get to all the details. Now, I wanna address a couple things if you're from the US, okay? So prior to about a month ago, there was a de minimis rule. So anything you bought under $800 was, tariff-free. The US changed some of the rules, so now everything coming into the US from any country in the world outside of the US is now gonna have tariffs. Now, if you're in Canada, if we order from the US, anything over 20 bucks gets tariffs. So it's pretty much anything. You can't really get away with it. Shopping with us is gonna change. Now, if you're on the website, on the US website, there's a big red banner up at the top that's gonna have all the information in it. We're working on implementing a new system so that it's delivered duties paid. So as you check out, you're not gonna get a surprise when it comes to your door and you get a $20, duties fee. You're gonna, as you check out, it's gonna just tell you exactly how much the duties is gonna be and you're gonna pay for it up front. Most of the time, it's honestly gonna work out to like you paying, taxes. Like that's, because we're not in the US, we aren't able to charge, state tax and federal tax or whatever taxes you may have, unless you're on the shop app. The shop app takes care of that. But if you're just shopping on the website, the duties should pretty much convert to, taxes, or maybe a little more, maybe a little less, somewhere in that range. If you're buying like one or two items, honestly, and I'm telling you this as a human, it's probably not worth ordering from us because they charge, a certain base fee just to get this done. It's unfortunate, and we don't mind shipping out one or two things. We appreciate the business in any capacity, but just for you as a customer, ordering like a $20, $30 item, it's probably gonna cost you 20 bucks just in duties. So something to think about when you're doing it. I don't want anybody, getting surprise bills or feeling, like we're doing something. We don't collect any of the money. The money goes to the US government, or, in our case, when we have to pay duties, it goes to the Canadian government. It's not like a fee that us or UPS or anybody's collecting for themselves. It's going right to the government. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that for everybody, because I know some people have had, they're getting duty bills. Most of you guys have been amazing and understanding and kind of already knew how things were going to work. But for the guys who maybe not watched the news as much, that's how it's going to work going forward. We are working on the delivered duties paid. So, in like probably a couple weeks or a month, just when you go to checkout, you're going to see exactly how much it is. And I bet you if you do the math, it's going to be pretty much the same as paying state tax. So I just wanted to address that before we get into the sale, which, is normally when people buy, more stuff. So I just wanted to kind of give everybody a full heads up on that. We appreciate your business as always. And, this is probably the way it's going to be for, I don't see it changing. There was already a plan for this to take place in 2027. So they just bumped it up a little bit, but we're here now. It takes time to adjust. I know that I hate ordering stuff from everywhere, but I order swim baits from the US, and sometimes the duties up here are crazy and it's more than the swim bait that I bought, and that's just life. So wanted to get that out of the way. Now, didn't do our Instagram and stuff. Tacklebros, QTR_46, Tackle Press.
yes, love that.
Hell yeah. Now, this week is super sick, man, because we're gonna do, other than Black Friday, because we always do a crazy sale on Black Friday, this will be an amazing sale. So I'm gonna just talk about the exceptions first. Megabass, Deps, Sakamata Shads and all that type of stuff are way too hard to get, so we have to exclude Deps from this sale. But I believe Megabass, Deps, and then all the rods, like the main rod brands like Shimano, Daiwa, Megabass rods, obviously. St. Croix, always forget about St. Croix. Loomis, all that stuff is excluded, and same with reels, because we only sell Shimano Daiwa, and they have, you know, blackout periods, map policies, all that, so obviously can't be included. Other than that, though, we are gonna have a 20 to 30% off of the entire store. So things like Raid will be 20% off. Things like, let's go OSP will be 30% off. And then there's gonna be a ton of stuff in the middle. So minimum 20%, maximum 30, and then I'm gonna have some hot buys, which we will post on to the main page. So this week, instead of doing our, you know, 25% off item, we're gonna do the entire store. So if you've been looking at anything that has come in recently, some of the stuff that we're gonna talk about today are gonna end up being on sale. Perfect time to buy. Get yourself into some new gear, try some new stuff out, or like I said, just refill it on some of the stuff you've already been out of. Let's start out with some restocks and some new products. So we got some Deps this week. Not a lot of it. We got the bulk of it coming in next week, but Sakamata Shads, handful of those in 6 and 5 inch showed up. I'm not gonna get into all those, you guys have seen them a million times. Cover Scats in the 3.5 inch size. Have not had these in about 6 to 8 months. So these are all back in stock. And then I believe we got a couple of new colors. So this is gonna be the first one. It's gonna be called Cucumber. So it's like a green pumpkin with green fleck and then some like heavy white fleck. I think it's a pretty cool color.
I thought that was salt.
No, I thought it was mold.
Yeah.
Cody showed me it, dude, and he's like, man, he's like, yo, what do you think of the cucumber color? I'm like, yeah, it looks like it's moldy, but I actually think it's dope. It does kind of look like a cucumber color. It's just a dark cucumber.
It's a pickled cucumber.
Hell yeah. This one's called Lime Reaction. I feel like it's not going to be called that in the thing, but the color code is 158. So it's like obviously chartreuse bottom, but the top is...
It's like a off Junebug kind of.
Yeah, it is. I wanted to say Junebug, but it's not like fully Junebug. It's like a green pumpkin with like a dark green pumpkin with like a heavy blue fleck. Actually a sick color. So all the basic colors are back in stock on that as well, like the green pumpkins, green pumpkin, you know,
cheesecake.
Yeah, green pumpkin cheesecake, green pumpkin, like purple green flake is back in stock. So if you've been waiting for a 3.5 inch cover Scats like I have, all back in stock. Clothing item from Deps, something we don't get a lot of. I seen these come available and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna need one of those. Deps hats. So I got 4 different variants. These are snapback hats. They're really nice, man. It's like a nice polyester material. Little Deps, like regular logo on the front. 4 different colors. So there's gonna be the black and white. We're gonna have white and black, which in this I think is my favorite one. The blackout. So the Deps logo on this is also black. And then we have like a navy and white, which is also pretty sick. So if you're a fan of Deps like I am, I mean, I'm probably gonna cop one of those white ones just to have. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Again, adjustable. It feels like it fits like a head pretty big. You can curve the beak out or you can keep it kind of like semi-flat like they have. 4 colors in Deps hats, now available. All right, Hideup. Just one item this week, but I think it's a key one. Now, this is an item that when it came in, I was like, oh, it looks really cool. Grabbed a couple packs, you know, played around with them a little bit. I think I need to spend a little bit more time on this because this is like in the top 3 Craw style baits in the store as far as sales right now. Stagger Craws. They're back in stock in like pretty much all of the good colors. Like there's blacks, there's green pumpkins. This is the 3.3 inch size. So the little bit smaller size, handful of 4 inch sizes came back in as well, but this is a really cool, you know, Craw imitating bait. It smells good. What smells like, it smells bad, but it smells good. So big like dolphin kicking claws, kind of similar to like the No Live Beaver. Very thin body, like it's a flat bottom. So I think this is gonna be obviously awesome for like Texas rigging, but I think this would be really good jig trailer as well. I say most things are like that, but the claws on this are definitely heavy. So if you're looking for like a downsize dolphin kicking style bait that's gonna obviously throw a lot of water, this is an awesome one. Some guys are on this bite, dude, and I feel kind of left out. Probably gonna pick up a couple packs for myself this week again, because haven't thrown these in about what three-ish months at this point. Been really on like a bluegill style flipping bite lately. So which you guys are actually gonna see maybe on Sunday, maybe on Tuesday. So we'll see which day it comes out. We got a video coming out for you guys. But Stagger Craws are all back in stock in, again, the most popular colors. One of the sleeper baits for me from Hideup anyways. Check those out now. Dude, these packages are kind of sick.
Super sick. Pocket size.
Have you ever had a pocket pack? Have you ever wanted a pocket pack for a bait that, you know, doesn't conveniently fit in your pocket? D-Style's got one for you, and in a new product. So you guys know I love, you know, emo style baits, cover scats, things like that. D-Style also makes one called the Free Imo. I'm gonna do the breakdown first. So 45 size is 2.1 inches, 3 grams. The 55 size is 2.5 inches at 5.3 grams. So for an emo style bait, honestly, not overly heavy. There's a reason for that. One downside to, you know, the heavy plastic style bait is it's giant chunk of plastic, right? Like, you know, hookup ratio honestly is very good, but there's always room to improve on stuff like that. So what D-Style has done is basically made the whole bottom part of it very obviously dense plastic, and then the part where the hook is going to kind of sit out is very soft and deeply ribbed. So you can kind of see there how deep the ribbing is on the top part. The ribbing down here is like a millimeter. The ribbing up here is like a 1/4 inch. So it's pretty substantial from the top to the bottom. It's a do nothing bait. So there's not really a lot for me to tell you here. If you're not throwing emo style baits, I talk about this all the time, you're literally missing out on an incredible bite. This one has some appendages, which, you know, may help it track through the water. It may move a little bit extra water, whatever it may be, it's gonna do something. It also has like a big valley in the back where, you know, the hook is gonna kind of sit in for it to have a good hookup ratio. It's just an easy bait to use. Like if you want something that you can just throw and it's gonna get smashed, this is one of those style baits. Looks like nothing, catches megas. 2 different sizes, like I said, and then 5.3 gram in the big guy, 3 gram in the small guy, which again, in emo style baits is not crazy heavy, but you know, sometimes you need variety, you know? Like I love throwing cover scats, but I also love throwing spin nuts. So it's a little bit of a give and take, right? You gotta, having a mix up, sometimes the fall in the other ones is a little bit too fast, sometimes they're not fast enough. So you just have a little bit of variety. This one, if you're struggling with hookup ratio, is gonna be an awesome one to kind of mix into the arsenal, and plus the whole pack fits in your pocket. They've made it really, really downsized. Like, I mean, palm of the hand. I got big hands too, so. I'll run through the colors on these guys really quick. Been waiting on these for, what do you think, 9 months?
At least 9 months.
Yeah, been harassing to get these guys in because, again, one of my favorite ways to fish. There's something so beautiful about something so simple. And speaking of simple, we got green pumpkin.
There you go.
We got green pumpkin blue fleck. This is on the 2.5 inch size, so I think most of them are gonna cross over. Yeah, so both those colors are available in the 2.1 inch size as well. We also have Hon Wakasagi.
Oh.
I knew you'd like that one, buddy. Numagori. That's a sick color,
That's a sick
bro.
color, huh?
I like that a lot. Do they have it in the small daddy? Yep. They got it in the small guy as well. Stealth shrimp. And then lastly, in the big guy, we got lake shrimp, which is also available in the small guy. And then just one additional color in the small guy, we're gonna have premium Moebi. So for the most part, all the same colors. There's one additional in each size. Really, really cool bait by D-Style. Also on sale. So this is gonna be, D-Style is part of the sale. So all the stuff we're gonna talk about in this is all gonna be included, which, you know, perfect time to try something new. Virola restock. One of our, you know, top 3, top 4 mid-strolling bait. The 5 inch size and the 6 inch size have been the key. I think we got one color in the 6 inch, but a ton of awesome colors in the 5 inch, including the one that Ash doesn't want to talk about. This is 030, AKA Wakasaki. Phenomenal bait, man. I love the realistic eyes on this. I talk about it all the time. They have that for me. So dope little bait, 5 inches, 6 inches. I think we even got some of the smaller sizes. Don't quote me on that, but D-Style Virola shads are all back in. All right, let's talk crawlers now, because D-Style makes a pretty sick one, and we haven't been able to get our hands on it until right now. So this is the D-Style Super Reserve. It's a Downsized crawler, so 75 millimeters. It's gonna have size 8 hooks on it. So these are pretty small, but they've done something that I love to see on certain baits. And this is one of them that I think it'll apply on. All these are built onto swivels. So, you know, as the bass latches onto this and they thrash around, because they are smaller hooks, it's gonna give you the play that you need to not get pinned and pulled. Basically, your worst nightmare. This takes that out of the equation. 75 millimeters, 6.4 grams, which is an amazing weight. Might seem very light, but for a bait this small, it's pretty stout. It's gonna allow you to get this thing further away from the boat, which, you know, when you get into these small, light baits, that's why people, like guys, switch to that SV spool from Daiwa, because it has that long cast stuff in it. This would be a great thing for that, but if you just have a regular reel, this thing is gonna be able to cast a mile. The wings fold up really, really nicely. They are flexible wings as well. So most crawler style baits have the metal style wings. These are like a plastic, rubber plastic style. They can also be changed out. There's some screws here on the bottom. We don't have replacements right now, but we will have replacements. Handful of colors in these guys. If you're not familiar with crawler style baits, you're missing out, dude. It's one of the funnest, you know, it's simple. You cast it out and you just retrieve it back. This works amazing in a slow retrieve, but when I sort of burned it a little bit more on the top of the surface, that's when I seemed to, you know, notice that I was getting a little bit more strikes. We've had these for, I mean, in my personal, probably have some on the wall, maybe not in the boat. But I've been throwing these for maybe like 2 years. Now, this is maybe not the exact version. They make bigger sizes, all the way up to like, I think 150, and they're very slender. So a lot of times when you get into the crawler style baits, they're like thick daddies, kind of like the, you know,
Suda.
yeah, the what?
Suda. From Kaisu?
Yeah, that's a gigantic one though.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Dodge.
There you go. You can go with that.
I was thinking like Pompadour.
Yeah.
Yeah, just thick daddy. The Suda is.
That's what. Listen.
If I'm saying crawler mega, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, fair play. But keeps it very streamlined, very small. It's going to be great in, you know, rivers is where I actually catch a lot of fish on crawler style baits. And I know a lot of pond guys do very, very well on stuff like this. So smaller size crawler, 6.4 grams, 75 millimeters. Perfect little downsized bite. Only, what, 3-4 colors right now? 3 colors. So this one that I've been holding up the entire time, the color on this guy is Spawn Gill. Beautiful, you know, purple. It's like a really good, every time I see this color, dude, I just think of the gigantic pumpkin seeds in friggin' Rito. A little bit of shine on it, which I like. We also have Natural Gill, which is like a great perchy color. Also, all of the wings, I should have pointed this out, are transparent, and they also have realistic eyes on them. So it looks like, you know, maybe there's a bunch of fish, but it's, you know, I would say if we're doing window tint, this is like 3/4 transparency.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we also have Kinkuru. So this is gonna be like a gold black, maybe a little bit of like red orange on the chin. Just 3 fish catching colors. Nothing weird, nothing crazy. Really cool bait from D-Style this week, the Super Reserve. Also on sale, just saying.
Dude, it's also a great whiskey.
That does sound like good.
Yeah, I want to drink that.
Yeah. What kind of whiskey you drinking? Super Reserve?
Obviously.
Okay, Ryugi, my favorite flipping hook. So, sorry, my favorite EWG hook. I know people get all upset when you call an EWG a flipping hook, but Infinis are all back in stock in every size. So this is good news for me. I have literally been out of stock on like 4-inch for probably a month and a half now.
That's weird.
Why?
I didn't realize you gave me a 4-inch hook.
I've been out of the 4-aughts then. I've been out of 4-aughts. Why do I say stuff like that?
Oh, no.
It just gets out of control, man. Sometimes you just get going so fast in your head, you start saying crazy stuff. But Infinis are all back in stock nonetheless. All the good sizes, 2, 3, 4, 5-aught. We might even have a 6-aught kicking around. Nope. No 6-aught. Maybe we already have them in stock.
Maybe.
Infinis. Probably these and the Bellows hooks, which are both made by Ryugi, are the EWG hooks that I use. So if you guys are looking for a great one, check these out. Fog shots. I know a lot of guys in the shop use these as like a nose hook drop shot hook. All these are back in stock again as well. Talisman Brutals. So these are the big daddy talismans. So if you're around fish that are bigger than ours, which is not too hard to do, or you're just, you know, breaking regular talismans, which I think is pretty crazy, but Talisman Brutals. So these are like the heavy duty talismans. They're back in stock. And then everybody's favorite wacky rig hook is back in stock, the regular Talisman. So every size, one color, every size, every color. As long as the color is like a, what do they call this, man?
Hook color.
Yeah, as long as you want hook color, we got them. Those are all back in stock as well. Some other stuff from Ryugi that we can literally never seem to keep in stock, so I always bring it up whenever we get them back in stock. Item bags. So we got both the brand new, you know, double. These are the item bag doubles. So it's basically the size of 2 item bags. All 3 colors are back in: the green, the black, and the white, I believe. Yep. And the white, double size. Maybe you're like, I don't really need double size, right? Maybe double size isn't for you. We got the regular size back in stock, again, in all 3 different colors. Decent quantities this time, I think for the first time ever.
Nice.
Nice. It is literally one of the best systems, man. Like, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 item bags up there. I know I seen one over there the other day. We use these for everything, you know, camera gear to fishing gear to whatever we need for the day. We put them in, and then we pop them in these guys. So a couple of these guys in, I think just green came in this week. This is the item stock bag. This is where you put all those bags. So cool little system by Ryugi. In my opinion, if you're a co-angler, they're gonna hate you the least for this one because it doesn't take up a lot of space and you can put a crap ton of stuff in it. If you are still curious about more, you know, Ryugi stuff, worm stalkers are back in hooks. Worm stalkers are back in hook. Worm hook. Worm stalker back in stock. Worm stalkers are back in stock.
Nice.
Oh God. 3 sizes. These are our best selling, like, you know, storage bags for like soft plastics. Is usually, I use a little bit of a different one, but I do have a couple of these in the boat just for in my day box. I'll just fill these up with, you know, whatever colors or whatever baits I'm using at the time. And the large one, most popular, and then you just go down from there. So all those are back in stock from Ryugi. Adjust nail weights are also back in stock. These are a mandatory piece of equipment on my boat. If you guys are doing, you know, hover strolling where you're putting the nail in the front, or you throw a lot of swim baits like soft plastic ones, mag drafts, this is a big player for. Anything where you need to adjust slight fall rates or slight, you know, things get bent out of shape. You know what I mean? Some things will run a little bit to the left, some things will run a little bit to the right. Adjust nail is a cheat code for that. They come in like really small sizes. So like the biggest one for a whole piece is 0.2 grams, and they go down to 0.05 grams for a whole nail weight. The best part about these is making micro adjustments. So usually I'll put like a full size nail weight into it, and then like finely tune it with one of these. Mandatory piece of equipment on my boat. Definitely check these out. Worth having just in case. Even on soft plastics, you can just, hey, this is not falling fast enough, pop one of those in. Now it's falling too fast, break it in half, riding off into the sunset. All right, guys, so back to the sale. I'm gonna try to ring off as many off the top of my head for what it is. Maybe we'll just grab a little notepad here. All right, so all hooks and terminal tackle stuff, like the whole brands, is gonna be 25% off. So that's Ryugi, that's Owner, that's Gamakatsu, that's Decoy, even the Zappu stuff, we're gonna do 25% off.
BKK?
BKK as well, 25% off. So if you're looking to get one of those big boxes, I mean, probably the best time you're ever gonna find to get one. And then just to keep everything simple, we'll do Raiden Duo at 20. We'll do OSP and Evergreen at 30. And then we'll do the rest of everything else at 25.
I love it.
I feel like that's pretty easy for people to get behind. Line will also do at 25.
Love it.
Perfect. So if you guys have been looking at anything, restock or new, it's all gonna be there for you guys to pick up. We're gonna run the sale until Sunday night. So starting, you know, at the start of this video, 7:30 until Sunday at 12 o'clock at night. Thanks to the US guys for understanding. Thank you guys to everybody for always just supporting us. We appreciate it big time. Can't wait to see you guys next week on the Thursday evening.